TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
Hello, Cathy here in the podcast where my husband Dave and I walk to and from the cinema reviewing movies. However, today I'm not with Dave and I'm not walking anywhere. I am getting the bus to see The Greatest Showman with our baby Oscar, who sadly is not able to speak on this podcast. So I'm excited about this movie, not in the least because it's a parent and baby screening where you get coffee and cake delivered to your seat, but also because it's a musical starring Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron. I'm big fans of both of them. Michelle Williams, Rebecca Ferguson and Zendaya, who was recently in the Spider-Man movie we reviewed. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. A bit weird to be doing cinemile on my own, but I just could not go to the cinema and not do one. I planned on not doing one. I thought I'll just go to the cinema, relax, I won't record a podcast. But no, I can't resist. Okay, bye.
Don't listen to them. They don't understand yet. But they will.
So tell me, do you want to go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night, impossible comes true, it's taking over you.
Does it bother you that everything you're selling is fake?
Did these smiles seem fake?
We have more protesters every day.
A bunch of freaks!
You're risking everything you've built.
Well, how do you think I built it?
The world was ashamed of us.
It's everything you ever need.
But you put us in the spotlight. You gave us a real family.
Have you no shame?
Father, the world is changing.
It's everything you ever need. And it's here right in front of you. Just where you wanna be.
No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else.
Hello, so I am out of The Greatest Showman and recording a podcast of my own, which is very strange. So this is a movie about P.T. Burnham, who is kind of attributed to being the creator of the circus in this movie and how we view entertainment today. And I'm going to do a spoiler-free podcast on this one. I'm not sure if a lot of people will have seen it, but as I said, it stars Hugh Jackman, and he is a musical star. He's fantastic in musicals, and he's fantastic in this movie, totally unsurprisingly. He's great. And I kind of viewed this movie on two different levels, one of which was I was just really enjoying it because it's a musical. As I said, he's a joy to watch. I mean, Hugh Jackman, to go from Logan to this movie and be so seamless in both performances like he is, like I think he's a proper Hollywood star, and he's really fantastic presence in the movie. It's a nice movie. It's about how he started up this kind of circus troupe and how he's a bit of a chancer, and he kind of gambled to get money. He frauded the bank basically to get money to set up this circus, and he's a showman and a trickster, and he gets kind of so-called freaks into the circus. So very famously the bearded lady and a dwarf who he had riding on a horse who was called something like Tom Thumb, and multiple other characters who had kind of unusual physical attributes, including like a very fat man and a man who was called the Dog because he was covered in hair. And he is married to Michelle Williams, who's good in this as she always is. He ends up partnering with Zac Efron. This is all in the trailer. Who's fantastic in musicals. Obviously Zac Efron started out in musicals, in High School Musical, and he has a funny career where he's an amazing actor, and then he's in these terrible movies like Baywatch, and it's just like, Zac, you're better than this. You do not need to be in a movie this disgusting and crass. It's not showing off your skills. And he was so great in this movie. He's such a perfect musical star, and I really just had such a moment of joy watching him and Hugh Jackman dancing and singing together in one particular scene. Rebecca Ferguson is also in it, playing an opera singer. You may know her from one of the more recent Mission Impossible movies where she played a really funky character. And then Zendaya, who is an American singer, and she was in Spider-Man, as I said, playing MJ. And she's really great in this as well. So overall, it's a really good cast. It's got two really good writers, Bill Condon and Jenny Bix. She's written a lot of episodes of Sex and the City, and he's written a whole heap of really good movies, all of which I've forgotten right now. And it just won the Golden Globe for Best Original Song by the two guys who wrote the music for La La Land. But I have to say, for a musical, I enjoyed the music and the dance numbers, but the music isn't a patch on La La Land. And it opens with a really long musical montage, and for me it was slightly dull because I wasn't invested in anyone, and it was a really twee montage, and it was all about Hugh Jackman growing up from being a poor boy to a successful man, and it just felt a bit try-hard to me. So there was elements of it, like I enjoyed the music at the time, I was kind of singing along and bouncing the baby up and down to it, but already I've kind of forgotten the songs. Whereas when I left La La Land or Moana, which are two examples of two really good musicals recently in the last year, I was singing those songs for weeks. I don't think I'll be singing these ones again. And some of the music, the direction just felt a bit, I don't know, I wasn't really enjoying the musical dance numbers, except for one really beautiful one between Zac Efron and Zendaya. And those two are fictional characters, but he plays a playwright and she plays somebody who's mixed race. And they have quite a nice love story, which I really enjoyed. Was sad to read afterwards. It wasn't actually based on anything. It was just improvised for the movie. And yeah, so look, I feel a bit strange doing a cinemile on my own. I think this is a really fun, lovely movie. Watch it from just the enjoyment side. It's really nice. When you start to analyse it, it doesn't quite hold together. Partially because it's attempting to be a really redemptive movie for Hugh Jackman's character, and I think maybe glosses over his treatment of the so-called freaks a little bit. He's got a bit of a blip where he treats them badly, and then by the end he's treating them well again. And I know some critics have been saying, you know, he was really using these people, and it was not this kind of nice relationship that's being posited here. And really good acting. I think, you know, the actors really make it stand out. Now I know it's made money and it's been successful, and it's going to be obviously nominated for musical numbers in the Oscars as well if it just won the Golden Globe, and I do look forward to watching Hugh Jackman sing on stage at the Oscars because I love him. But there's not much to say about it. There's a nice message of inclusion, you know, just because these people are physically different doesn't mean that they should be looked down on by society, so that is a nice message. And there's also a message in there about, you know, don't always be striving for money and success, but actually, you know, be happy with who you are and what you have, and don't be overly materialistic. So there's nice messages in there, and they're all good, but I don't know that it really holds together as a great movie, and I don't think it's going to go down as any sort of classic like, you know, something like Moulin Rouge would. It feels like it wants to be Moulin Rouge, but it ain't Moulin Rouge. And in terms of the singing, for me, when I watched Les Mis and they were all actually singing in the scenes, I've never been able to quite come back from that. And in this movie, of course, they're not really, you know, they're lip syncing to themselves, and it just doesn't have the same. It feels fake. The singing feels fake. It doesn't, except this one scene with Hugh Jackman where you really feel like he's probably singing live, even though you know he isn't. And Michelle Williams is obviously good. She's a fantastic actress, but I would say probably underused. Her character was a bit of just the kind of loving, supportive wife role, which is pretty dull to watch. Rebecca Ferguson was really good at the opera singer, and but really at the end of the day it's Hugh Jackman's movie, and he's amazing. So that's it. Thanks for listening to me rambling on about this. Apologies, the recording probably isn't particularly good because I'm not great with the recorder, and please, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a review. That would be greatly appreciated. And please get in touch on social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, all at The Cinemile. And soon, hopefully, Dave and I will actually get to go to the cinema together, and you won't have to listen to us on our own. Okay, bye. Happy New Year.
When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no